Hi y'all, it's Annelies, and I have a tech story time for you because there was something that happened when I first moved to the UK surrounding technology that kind of created a few problems and had me in a little bit of a pickle for a while. So today I'm going to explain to you in hopes that you could either have a heads up, avoid the situation I was in, or just hear a really weird thing. I'm going to tell you why I have two iPhones. So this here is my iPhone 13 Pro, and when I moved here I had an iPhone XS, which I still have, it's in a drawer down there. And then this is an iPhone 6S that I got off of Facebook Marketplace. And I'm gonna tell you why I had to go meet some dude in a parking lot by a tube station to buy this so I could essentially like live my life here. So it all started like literally I think like the second week I was here. This, by the way, has nothing to do with like my phone number. So I had gotten myself a SIM card, I had been here. Once school had started, I was able to sign up with a bank account because obviously if I'm gonna be here for a minimum of 2 years, I'm gonna need a bank account to pay for school, to live. You need a bank account. So I'm going through the process of getting a bank account. I get myself a bank account and then I'm like, cool, I should download the app to be able to access my funds or send people money from my personal device. And so I go into the App Store and I try to download the bank app for my bank and it's not in the App Store. And then I thought about it and I was like, okay, I have a US App Store, so I probably can't download UK apps, or the UK apps aren't available in the US store. So let me just go like switch my App Store. And there's like a few other apps too that I was interested in getting, but I was like, okay, I'm not married to it. And there's actually a lot that are available in the US App Store, like Deliveroo and then City Mapper. Those are like apps that I commonly use here. But anyhoozle. So I go into the App Store to go through the process of changing my country of the App Store. I'm just like boop, boop, doop. And then it tells me, nope, you can't. I'm like, huh? What do you mean? Turns out you cannot switch your app store from US to something else if you have a subscription to Apple Music or any Apple subscription. And if y'all are familiar with me and my channel, you know that I am a big Apple fan, and I have all the Apple things. I've got Apple Music, we have the Apple One subscription actually, because it ended up being cheaper for myself. And when I say we, that's the other thing. That's a very important part of this story. When I say we, I mean my mom and I. Now, my mom did not move with me to the UK. She is still living her best life in the US, but we have a family plan for a lot of our things because that just is what makes sense for us. So we have the Apple One subscription, which includes essentially every Apple subscription that Apple has, and it's a family plan. There's a lot going on here. So it said that I had to cancel my Apple subscriptions in order to switch stores. It does not give you a reason why. And after thinking about it for a good amount of time, I kind of came to a realization. It's that a lot of things here are priced the same as the US, except it's pounds versus US dollars. So for instance, Apple TV Plus is $4.99 a month USD. In the UK, it's £4.99. However, that conversion doesn't go equally. So if I were to be paying the subscription price for Apple TV Plus, but in pounds, I would be paying like more than like $6.50 US dollars. But if I'm paying $4.99 US dollars, I'm paying like £3.84. So the money isn't equal. And I think that is the main reason why Apple will not let you keep your subscription and just like transfer it over if you're in another country. Because of the fact that if you're moving, I guess, I don't know, then they want to make sure that they're getting the money that they want to get. So that is just a part of the UK being more expensive. But anyway, so I think that's the reason why. Now you might just say, okay, Annelies, then why didn't you just like, you're living in the UK now, change it, whatever. I don't know what repercussions that holds by canceling a family subscription and then turning it into a UK family subscription. And then does that mean that my mom doesn't get to use hers because then she's not in the UK App Store, but she's in the US, so she needs to be in the US App Store? Do you see this like tumbleweed of problems that I'm running into?
Also, like, if I can save 50 cents, I'll save 50 cents. I'm not itching to pay Apple more money. I love them, but no.
So I was like, you know what's gonna cause a lot less heartache and is literally so much simpler. If I go on Facebook Marketplace and find like the cheapest phone that I can get that will be able to have like iOS 15 and download all the apps that I need. So that's when I did a little searching on Facebook Marketplace, found this iPhone 6s for, I think it was like 50 pounds. So it wasn't cheap because that's like 70 bucks or whatever. But now I have like my UK phone where I have a UK Apple ID that I made, and I have all the UK apps, and now I have my bank app on this phone. So it's nice to have. Oh, that's the other thing, is a lot of banks are really weird here with like getting on the website or the app. So I also like needed the app in order to get like this special code that would allow me to be on the website and like pay my rent. This country's fun. It's definitely fun. So now I have 2 phones. So I guess this is like a word to the wise that if you are planning on moving to the UK from the US and you have a family subscription for Apple subscriptions, because that's the only thing that it's saying, and we have our Netflix through Apple. So I don't know. I think it's because Apple is tied to the App Store. This is all just theory here. But if you have a family Apple subscription, maybe just like bring that old iPhone that's been sitting in a drawer so you don't have to go through the whole rigmarole of buying a phone just so you can download your bank app. Oh, and I have Domino's Pizza on here too. So that's great. Oh, and like Nectar and Free Prints. Free Prints is a really cool app. You can get like prints of pictures for really cheap, and it's only available in the UK App Store. So I have like my UK phone and I've got my US phone. And that's the story of why I have 2 iPhones. It's just funny. I just have like I have a drawer of phones. Also, only had I just got, I didn't even have any phones to bring with me. Like, and had I mean, I was still here for like 5 months before I got my new phone. I'm just rambling at this point. Anyhoozle, thanks for listening to my little story, and I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, thank you to all my top tier patrons. You guys are great. Thanks for supporting this nonsense. If you want to join the Patreon, patreon.com/Annelies. If you want to hear more silly story times like this, let me know. But otherwise, that is it for me. Stay beautiful, have a marvelous day, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Like, I had to go buy a case for an iPhone 6s.